Hey everybody out there on the web, Chappie again with New Survival Skills. And in case you didn't see the type of wipes that we carry, they're the Coleman Bio Wipes. One of the great products from Coleman that we really like, and the reason for that is you bury them, and within 21 days these things completely biodegrade. Good for the environment, good for you, 100% compostable. You know what, Matt, while you stand there,
yes,
I want to touch on a topic that seems to be of rather deep importance to people on the internet right now.
What's that?
The length of my fingernails.
Well, have at it.
Have you noticed that we've gotten like 10 or 15 comments of people saying, hey man, I really like your survival videos and you really have really good survival skills, but man, clip your fingernails.
Yep, I've seen those.
Let me take you guys back in history to primitive man here for a minute. You know, I happen to be a creationist. I believe in one God. And that's my personal belief. And for me, having my fingernails the length that I do, they're not overly long, and I keep them clean. I'm constantly cleaning my fingernails. But in a survival situation where I'm stuck out in the bush, and maybe I have to shower in the creek, or I have to bathe in a bucket, or whatever it may be. Maybe I don't have soap, and I only have water. My fingernails become my scrubbing utensil. Just like for primitive man, I use my fingernails just like somebody would use their fingernails to scratch themselves, and I can exfoliate my skin and take the dirt and the crud off. That's just my personal preference. If you don't like my fingernails, that's fine. You don't have to comment about it. So let's get to the topic right now. And that again is on pooping. So here I am, I'm sitting on my pooper.
We're having a crappy day out here.
We are having a crappy day out here. I'm sitting here on my pooper. And it's basically 5 gallon.
When you go to post this on the web, the titles are going to be just another crappy video.
Just another. That's good. Alright, so my crapper here is a 5 gallon bucket that I picked up at Lowe's. That's not a shameless plug for Lowe's. And it's got a crapper lid on it for doing your business. Now, right now, if Josh looks in the crapper lid, you'll see that it's full of stuff. That's awesome. The reason for that is this isn't the actual 5 gallon bucket that we would use for a crapper. 5 gallon bucket that we use for a crapper, we've cut the bottom out of it, and it becomes a sleeve to this 5 gallon bucket. Now what you do with that is you cut the bottom out and you can dig yourself a hole, and usually you want to be 50 yards to 100 yards away from your campsite, and you're going to dig yourself a hole. You're going to put this 5 gallon bucket over it, but first you're going to line it with a plastic bag. Biodegradable is best, but what you're going to also do is you're going to cut the bottom out of the bag. You're going to wrap the bag around the bottom of the bucket and around the top of the bucket so that it's protecting the inside walls of the bucket. There's a reason for this. If you happen to sit on this and you're doing your business and you get a little mess, let's say mess, on the walls of the bucket, you don't want to have to reach in there and clean that bucket off. So by lining it with that plastic bag, once you're done and you need to move your bucket from one cat hole to the next, you pick the bucket up, leaving the bag in place. Now the reason we were talking about this is we heard from so many people that in emergency situations like what happened with Hurricane Katrina and people that backpack, that they suggest that when you do your business, you take your fecal matter with you. You have a bucket like this with a bottom in it, put a bag in it, do your business, put that in your backpack, and carry it with you. Does that sound like fun to you?
Nope.
I don't want to carry my shit with me.
I know. Well, there's our first bleep from Anthony. Woohoo! But yeah, like the guys have said, I mean, why are you going to carry your fecal matter with you besides the fact that you're carrying now a biohazard, and it may get, the bag may get punctured inside your backpack and get all over your gear, or it may get punctured in the vehicle you're traveling in. Oh man, dispose of that just like the bears in nature do. On the ground, in the ground. And let's say preferably in the ground because none of us want to come around later and step in what you've left behind. So, for another poopy session, this is Chappie with New Survival Skills saying take care, take care of the wild. Dude, you... Alright guys, I just want to prove a point. Because I made a post a couple of weeks ago through NSS's webpage, and I said, women, if you want to bring your curling irons and your blow dryers out to the bush, it's totally cool. You could totally do that. And somebody came back and said, yeah, my mom had a butane curling iron, blah, blah, blah. No. I told you guys, every once in a while, if you look for a special tree that has an electric plug in it, you'll be able to get the job done. See? I wasn't lying. Every once in a while, you just come across one of these magical trees that has an electric plug in it. This one apparently is not doing so well, and the plug is probably falling out, but you might be able to find one of those magic trees that has a plug in it, so you could use a blow dryer and curling iron out in the woods. Take care and take care of the wild. That was totally unscripted.